What the flip is up, Internet Land? Welcome back to another episode of a Ride-On series. Hopefully you guys can hear me. As you can tell, or not, we are not on the chopper today. We are on a Suzuki DR650. And we're on our way to a job today. Gonna help a buddy load some vintage old-ass furniture onto some trucks. Going out to Round Top, Texas. If you don't know about Round Top, Texas, it's just like a little middle of nowhere town that's got a whole bunch of... It's like a giant flea market. Get through here, basically a four-way stop, and then we got another one. And after this, we got a little bit of smooth sailing for a while. It's a nice little back road route. That's a Lockhart Water Tower right there. Barbecue capital of Texas. Shoot! Come get you some Q. Barbecue, that is, not QAnon. You could probably get a little QAnon out here too, if we're being honest. But anyways, it is 60-something degrees. Look at that. Progress, baby. Progress. Jobs. It's 60-something degrees. Clear skies. Beautiful Texas morning. Fall weather is kind of here. It's a little hot. You see I got the Pearl Snap on in the morning. Breakfast tacos are in the bag on the rack on the back. And this flannel, a responsible me will keep this flannel on for the ride home, but it's probably going to be 90 degrees. Okay, now we're back to my other video. We're on our way out to Niederwald to meet up with Josh Britt, everyone's favorite Josh Britt, reoccurring guest / co-host on the podcast. And right now is a good time to mention that this is also a podcast. I know you're watching this on YouTube right now. We have a couple episodes posted video-wise on the YouTube. But if you look up kickflips and kickstands in your podcast directories, you will find 3 seasons worth of a very mediocre podcast. If you can give that a listen, great. If not, hey, I can lead you to the water. I just can't teach you how to drink the Dr. Pepper. So yeah, we're on our way out. It's a beautiful morning. I could have taken the truck, but I figured I'd take the $700 DR650. So you're asking yourself, $700? Danny, how could it be? Well, I am a Facebook Marketplace slut. And we don't believe in slut shaming here at the YouTube /podcast. No. I, much like many of you, probably am on that shit way too much. I look at Facebook Marketplace, offer up. I used to look at Craigslist, but I don't know. Craigslist just seems so messy and filled with bullshit these days that I don't remember the last time I even went there. Maybe I'm missing out on some gems, but for the most part, I feel like if you're listing on Craigslist, you're probably listing it on Facebook Marketplace. Oh God, we gonna pass the second we can. Okay, we're not gonna pass here because obviously there's a blind curve. Why are you? But as soon as we can, we're getting around this person. What this? Hey guys, what this? Back to our scheduled programming after... What are you doing? Oh, don't worry. They gave me the wave, but don't worry, baby bird. I'm gonna overtake. Anyways, look at this. Oh my God. Country roads, take me home to the place counts. Central Texas, hill country mama. Anyways, Yes, this indeed is a $700 Suzuki 1997 Suzuki DR650 that I got for $700 on Facebook Marketplace. Now back to your question, how? Well, I got a fever. And the only prescription is more Facebook Marketplace finds. I've had this bike for a few years now. One day I was perusing the Marketplace ads, as you do. Let's scoot back a little bit. We got so much room on this bad boy. Yeah, I was perusing Facebook Marketplace, as you do. And you know, if you're like me, you're looking at like crazy shit that you would never need / even want just to see what's out there. But you also got your like core 5 search terms. That those 5 things that you're always looking for that you want for yourself, or maybe you can pick up for cheap, put a little money into, and flip doggy dog it. Alright, I need to see if I have enough fucking signal. I didn't get enough signal back home. I don't know if this is my turn or if I'm going through this. So let's pull off here. And check real quick. Oh yeah, we got good. That good. 9 Mingos. Yeah, we're gonna go that way. How about that? So yeah, anyways, if you're like me, hold on, this stop, let's get a light here, people. What are we doing? Let's get a light. Idle's a little high. Alright, we're gonna be clear on our left here after this big old truck. This guy's turning, but we're not clear. Probably clear after this. Chevy, GMC Chevy, let's go. Okay, let's go. Anyways, where was I? Oh yeah, you got your 5 core searches. The 5 things that you want, either for yourself or you know you'd be able, if you find a clapped out shit box, I think that's a scientific term, you could polish that turd and maybe make a little money off of it. Well, to the couple hundred of you that might watch this video, hit that like and subscribe. This is the call to action segment of this video. It helps me, it's free, and you'll see when I post other videos that I promise that I try really hard on. But anyways, to those of you in the inner circle, you know how much I got this for now. So this bike's not for sale to you. But no, in all honesty, I saw it pop up, I saw the price, and it was a steal of a deal that I had to have. Now, I will be honest with you guys, I got this thing 4 years ago. It was listed with no title. I got it when the Vermont loophole was still around. And now, if you aren't caught up with the note, we will have a moment of silence, because as of, I can't remember the month, but as of some point in 2023, the Vermont loophole is no more. And we're back. So anyways, yeah, I got this bike. This bike it wasn't running. So anyways, let's break it down. $700. It wasn't running. It had no headlight, no seat. It was stock exhaust. These bars weren't on it. You know, these Pro Taper risers weren't on it. It had some things that it needed, but and it needed a title. When I got to dude's house, he was courteous enough. He popped some when I got to dude's house, you know, we got to talking. He was a pretty cool dude. He even, you know, popped a little starter fluid into the car and kicked it over off of one of his other bike batteries. So even before picking this bike up, I knew this would be a runner. I didn't check compression. There are some things that I could have done, maybe should have done, but for the price, I figured I could get this bike and at the very least break it down for parts and get my money back, right? Worst case scenario, I got a fucking paperweight, an artificial reef. Middle case scenario, we break it down for parts, get our money back, maybe a little bit more. Well, this road gets fucky right here. Best case scenario, we get the bike running, we put a light on it, we get a seat for it, and we sell it for, you know, a good little bit. Now, that was also when we could have gotten a title for this thing very easily and very cheaply. Those days are gone, as we said. Now, I'll just have to go through my state here in Texas. I can get a bonded title for it. I've checked the VIN. I've done all my due diligence on my back end to make sure that I can do that. Now I just have to go through the process of doing that. Can I sell this bike as a runner with a seat that I put on it, a headlight, fix the wiring, put a couple nice little bits and bobs on it to make it look cool and sound cool and pull a little bit better? Yeah, we could do that without a title. But if you go through that little bit of work to get that vehicle titled, you're gonna double your money, right? Like I got this bike for $700, put a couple $100 in parts into it and some labor, you know, some good old elbow grease, getting it going, shining it up, and I could sell it as a running bike with no title, but I'm gonna get probably half of what I can get if I just go through the work and get the title for it. So if you're in a pinch and just need some quick money, don't worry so much about titling it. I don't know. In all honesty, try and just get a bike with a title, because the loophole, there's still some, like Tennessee, there are some states where it's easy, but what made the Vermont loophole so easy was you didn't have to be a resident, dude. You could just send a check, the bill of sale, and a printed out Vermont fucking, I think it was like the VT119 form. You just send that bitch snail mail, and 2 to 6 weeks later, you would get a green Vermont tag in the mail. This is harsh on my mellow right now, but we're almost to where we need to be. And you would get that shit, man. You would get your title for your bike. So we're almost to where we need to be. Come on, dude. I'm going. So maybe we pick up this video after today's work on my way home. All right. Well, we are back. A hard days was worked, lifted heavy things, and used my brain to stack furniture. It's always nice when you do a job with a buddy, and you also get to use your brain and your hands. I can't sit in a cubicle, you know? It's something about sitting down and working in an office environment. I start to go crazy. I just can't do it. I've tried to work sales, I've tried to work this, that, and the other. Oh, we're going right here. Skirt! This is why we like shit like this. And choppers, baby. Just no stop sign, rip it. Shitty road right here. If I was on the chopper right now, this would suck right now. How many times can I say right now? Wait. Got a hard right coming up. Let's fucking on the brakes, downshift, get off the brakes in the turn, back on the ripping it. with all due respect, I'm gonna do some driving. Woo. Little bump right there. Didn't feel it. Just do a little quick stand up. Let the suspension do the work for you. Big fields. Half mile. Doing a left. Big old house. Holy moly. I don't even want to fucking vacuum and sweep my 1,100 square foot house. Okay. So anyways, we're on the way home. And I believe when I last left you in this video, we were talking about obtaining a $700 1997 Suzuki DR650. Right? Right. So when you are perusing whatever online marketplace of your choosing, the perusing of your choosing, and you're looking for a project bike, you're looking for something to tinker with, you want to maybe add something to your arsenal. Again, I have my chopper. I wanted something that was almost the polar opposite. I would say like a dual sport. As far as road legal bikes go, some kind of dual sport is probably as polar opposite to a chopper as you can get. I've got a shit ton of suspension travel. I'm upright. I got some knobbies on this thing. This is the antithesis. Cheek pads got me going crazy right now. New helmet. Shout out Simpson. Not a sponsored ad. Just a shout out. I like Simpson products. Simpson, if you get a hold of this video and want to fucking make it a sponsored ad, get at me, dog. Anyways, you're looking for something you want to work on, tinker with. Maybe you want to keep it. Maybe you want to lie to yourself and say you'll sell it, but keep it. Maybe you do want to sell it. You find something. In this case, I always wanted a DR650, but I didn't want to pay full price for one. I didn't want to pay new prices. And these things hold their value really well. I didn't really want to come 3, 4, 5, 6 grand out of pocket for one in varying conditions. So I got myself a cheap one and figured can't be all that bad. Now, the DR650 has been a bike that's been sold by Suzuki from, I believe, I want to say 1986. Should have gone. Fuck. We're going now. I think 1986 to currently. And she's loud, but she's fun. 1986 to currently, and I think other than some bits and bobs and like the controls on the handlebars being updated and looking nicer, it's the same bike. It's a big ass single, one carb, fucking headlight, tail light. You know, it's a pretty simple bike. And being that it's been essentially the same bike forever, that means the parts are plentiful. And also being that it's been the same bike forever, that means the third-hand market, the aftermarket, the support for these things is crazy. These things have a following behind them. People love them. You know, it's not the best at what it does, but it's been doing it for so long very well that it's hard to argue that it's not a great bike. So I figured, what the hell? Let's grab one and tinker with it. So like I said, I got this bike, no title, no headlight, no seat, stock exhaust, stock bars. As you can see, at some point in this bike's history, somebody did a fucking botched wiring job and painted shit when they shouldn't have painted it. So now it's up to me to either fix all of that and get it back to factory fresh, or just live with it, you know what I mean? And for the money and what I want to enjoy out of this thing / sell it for, I'm just gonna live with it, and the next buyer can either live with it or continue to fix it, you know? So since I've gotten it, I've done everything that's needed to be updated / you know, I put you need a headlight to legally ride on the road. So guess what? I put a headlight on it. Well, you don't want to ride a motorcycle without a seat. These things are parts are so plentiful. I put an aftermarket rider headlight on it. I just found this is a 97. It's got a seat off of a 2019 that I just got on eBay. Because so many people upgrade these seats. That's one thing I will say that these things are known for, is for long rides, the stock seat is like sitting on a 2x4. It's not very comfy, but again, it's the cheapest option versus upgraded seats, and I'm looking to enjoy this bike and resell it, not make it my forever DR. I think in the little time that I've spent with this bike, I have enjoyed it a lot, and honestly, I would keep it if I wasn't trying to, I'm trying to make the podcast, the YouTube, and flipping bikes all work out for me so that I don't have to work for someone else. I'm trying to be my own boss. That's the American dream, after all. So we can't hold on to this one. At some point in life, I will have a DR again. Hopefully maybe ride the Trans-American Trail on it or some shit. But right now, this one's got to leave. This one's got to pay the bills. Pretty much exactly what this is. This is a moneymaker right here. It's not a keeper. So again, that's why I didn't put the super expensive upgraded seat on it. There are some things that I did do to it. These Pro Taper bars, not very expensive, and look a hell of a lot better than, so again, someone painted, this paint you see all over the controls was on the stock bars too. So, you know, Pro Taper bars I think were like $30. The risers were like another 20, and these Bark Busters were like another 20, you know what I mean? So for like $60-70, the front end looks a lot better. I'm more happy with it while I am riding it, and the next the next owner gets a nice, you know, slightly upgraded front end. I did also rebuild the forks. I put new fork seals. Took them apart, new fork seals, cleaned everything, re-oiled obviously, and put it back together. So there's new fork seals. It's got new tires. It needed new tires. The tires on it were a little bald. Still had some knobbies on it, but I actually took this bike to California and rode around a lot of fire roads and in the mountains with it. And first day, again, I'm a Florida man, being from Florida, not super confident in some of that terrain, much less with old, dry, more baldish, but still kind of knobby tires. Tires weren't super expensive, and I figured, hey, that's another thing that is going to be on that list when I go to sell it. And it made me a little bit more confident on some of those trails. So again, we've got new tires on this thing, a new battery, new chain. I upgraded the rear sprocket bushings. The rear sprocket itself wasn't in terrible condition, and I know someone in the fucking comment section on the internet will be like, oh, when you change the chain, you gotta change the sprockets. You do, and you should. But if your old sprockets aren't shark toothed or like in terrible condition, you can get away with just doing the chain if you don't plan on fucking doing the Perry to Car or the fucking LA Barstow to Vegas or some fucking crazy long ass ride. If you're gonna do some fucking miles, some off-roading or something, then yeah, just change it all out. But I upgraded, I put an X-ring chain on it, gold, because, you know, we like to match. Got an X-ring chain on it with new poly bushings, straight up just past some roadkill. God damn, that one's been sitting for a while. New poly bushings in the rear drive hub. Because the old ones, you know, they were probably original. There was a lot of slop and slack when I was doing the chain and felt that. So I changed it. What else? Oh, and as you can hear, I'm sure, on this ride today, we got a DG pipe on that bad boy because, and there she goes. And then shout out to Richard from Milestone Motorcycles, a good friend of mine, and also once a podcast guest. Little plug again. We also have a podcast. Go look it up. He is one of the owner-operators of Milestone Motorcycles in Austin, Texas. He fucking hooked it up with that DG. I told him to charge me full price as he would a regular customer, and he charged me his cost plus a percentage. He probably honestly charged me cost and 10%. He fucking saved me a pretty penny on a pipe. Honestly, when I sell this bike, if I could find a stock exhaust for a DR, because I plan on getting one in the future, you guys gotta stop. I pray that you do. Sometimes you just don't trust people, man. Too many people are on their phones these days while they're driving, completely oblivious to what they got going on in their lives. Yeah, shout out to Richard, man. He hooked it up. Go listen to his band. He's in a band called Mead Jeans. Great band. You going? I'll go. Technically, you got there first. So, yeah. Oh, and this bike needed a title, which, as I stated earlier, I cannot do the Vermont title anymore, so I had to do the Texas bonded title situation, which, for all intents and purposes of this video, I have done that. I do not have the plate from my TW200 on this thing right now. This is a fully street legal bike. No, it's not.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Right now. But, you know, fuck them. I'm pretty much in the center politically. Not to get political, we're not supposed to do that. I mean, we can, but I fucking hate it. I'm pretty center when it comes to things, but I'm also pretty left-leaning. But I'm also pretty small government right. And, like, why the fuck do I have to give you so much money a year for a little piece of paper and a little sticker when you're not? Where's that shit going, dog? It's not going to the roads. It's not going to the schools. Someone's lining their fucking pockets with it. And they're not helping the little guys. That's my thoughts on that. That's my little poly-charged rant. And we're almost home. Country roads take me home. So anyways, that's my ride-along video through some Texas back roads, explaining kind of how to get a little project bike for yourself and what to do to it. I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. It really helps me out. 911 was an inside job. Fucking 311. Oh, I got too distracted by the conspiracies. I got too distracted. Yeah, anyways, thanks for sticking around. Like, subscribe, all that good shit. Go listen to the podcast. We have merch. Go find us on Instagram. There's merch, there's shirts, there's stickers. We are doing taillight lenses for box chopper taillights right now. All handmade by me and my girlfriend. Thanks again. I'll catch you guys on the next one.